Assalamualaikum students, कैसे हो आप लोग? This is Arshid from Hussaini Public High School and I'm your bio teacher. Today we are going to discuss the second chapter of your textbook, which is called control and coordination. This is a very important topic. Today we will introduce about this topic, control and coordination. First of all, we will understand the meanings of these two terms, control and coordination. What is control and what is coordination? First of all, as I have told you in the first chapter, life processes. Life processes. What are life processes? You know that life processes are those activities taking place in a human body which maintain and sustain the life of sustain the life of organisms. In other words, without such activity, without such processes, life cannot exist. For example, digestion, reproduction, excretion, these are the life processes. If one do not perform excretion, or nutrition, digestion, then the organism can't survive. These are the life processes. This control and coordination is also an important life process, and without this control and coordination, also there is low chance the organism will not survive. So this is an important life process, control and coordination. Now, what is control and what is coordination? Control can be defined as the ability. It is the ability to regulate. Control is the ability to regulate or restrain. So that something can be stopped, or started or expedited Control is the ability to regulate and restrain so that something can be stopped or started or expedited or slowed down. Any activity. All the activities which are taking place in our body, they have to go under limits. For example, you can understand this thing. आपको मैं एक सिंपल से एग्जांपल दे दूंगा. जैसे कोई आदमी जंगल से गुजर रहा है, वहां पे बड़े ध्यान से, बड़े एहतियात से आदमी चलता है, क्योंकि कहीं वहां पे कोई मूसलाधार जानवर जो हमें नुकसान पहुंचा सकता है, सांप है या कोई ऐसी जैसी चीज जो हमें नुकसान पहुंचा सकती है. हम क्या करते हैं उस टाइम? अगर हम कहीं पे सांप देखेंगे दूर से, तो हम अपनी एक्टिविटीज हम वहां आगे नहीं जाएंगे, या वहां से हम दूर भागेंगे, या वहां दूसरा इख्तियार करेंगे, दूसरा रास्ता, ताकि हम उससे बच जाएं. अगर हम ऐसा जाएंगे उसकी तरफ, सांप की तरफ या शेर की तरफ, तो हमें पता है कि हमको नुकसान होने वाला है, हमारे सर्वाइवल का खतरा है. We can't survive. This is the control, to regulate or restrain so that something can be stopped, some function can be stopped or slowed down or started or expanded or increased. Okay, this is control. Now, what is coordination? This is control, and what is coordination? Coordination is a Latin word. Co means joint, O means joint, and audatus. Audatus means harmony. Audatus means harmony. So what does this mean? Coordination can be defined as the harmonious functioning of many different organs, harmonious functioning of many different organs to perform one or more specific activities. This is coordination. So control and coordination, these are the definitions. This is very important. For example, just quote an example of ingestion. Ingestion, in case of human beings, what is ingestion? It's the taking of food inside our body. So in case of ingestion, there are so many organs involved which help us in this process, ingestion. First of all, our eyes help in locating food. Our eyes, they help in locating food. They help in locate the food. Okay. Number second, our nose registers the smell of the food. फूड का स्मेल कैसा है, आंखों से हम लोकेट करेंगे फूड कहाँ पे है, कैसा है, और नोज से हम क्या करेंगे, रजिस्टर स्मेल करेंगे. व्हाट टाइप ऑफ स्मेल इट पॉजेस. खराब मत है, खराब स्मेल होगी तो पता है वो खराब होगा फूड, तो इस तरह से ये हमारा रजिस्टर करेगा स्मेल नोज. इस तरह से आवर हैंड्स पिक अप द फूड. जो हमारे हाथ है, हाथ से हम फूड को उठाएंगे, इसके बाद कहां से लाएंगे, एंड टेक इट टू द माउथ. फिर ये हाथ हमारे माउथ तक लाएगा उस फूड को. इसके बाद माउथ ओपन हो जाएगा, माउथ ओपन्स, हमारा मुंह खुल जाएगा, और इसके बाद जब मुंह खुल जाएगा, इसके बाद हम हाथों से इस फूड को अंदर डालेंगे माउथ के अंदर. और माउथ के अंदर जो टीथ है, टीथ एंड जॉ मसल्स, टीथ एंड जॉ मसल जो है वो इस फूड को मास्टिकेट करेंगे. मास्टिकेशन. ओके. फूड माउथ के अंदर जब आएगा, माउथ खुल जाएगा, हाथों से हम फूड को अंदर डालेंगे. इसके बाद जो टीथ है हमारे बकल कैविटी के अंदर और जॉ मसल्स है, वो क्या करेंगे काम, वो इस फूड को मास्टिकेट करेंगे. इसके बाद सलाइवा निकलेगा सलाइवरी ग्लैंड से, जो हमने पढ़ा है डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम में. सलाइवरी ग्लैंड से निकलेगा बकल कैविटी में. वो सलाइवा क्या करेगा, इट सॉफ्टनेस द फूड एंड देन द प्रोसेस ऑफ डाइजेशन स्टार्ट्स. इसके बाद डाइजेशन का प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. सो दीज आर द वेरियस ऑर्गन्स, आईज, नोज, हैंड्स, माउथ, टीथ. दीज ऑर्गन्स टेक पार्ट, दे act, they cooperate one another to perform the function of, to perform the activity of ingestion. This is coordination. This is coordination. So this is the heading. We have understand its meaning. Now we understand now the control and coordination in case of plants and in case of animals. In this chapter, we have to study separately the control and coordination in plants and control and coordination in animals. There are different mechanisms, different ways of control and coordination in case of plants, in case of animals. Now, first of all, we will discuss the control and coordination in man. In your syllabus, especially we have to discuss the control and coordination in case of human beings, in case of man. Okay. Now, control and coordination in case of man, it is performed by two systems. In case of human beings, control and coordination is performed by two systems. Remember, it is performed by two systems. Two systems. Number one, nervous system. Nervous system. And the number second system is endocrine system. Endocrine system. These are the two systems which are concerned with the control and coordination in case of human beings. Now we have to study these systems separately one by one, okay, in detail. Now what happens in the nervous system? Actions are mediated here in nervous system. Activities or actions are mediated through neurons. Actions are mediated through neurons and are quick. In case of nervous system, the activities which are control is nervous system, they are mediated through neurons. Neurons are the functional and structural units of the nervous system. We are going to discuss detail. And these actions are very quick. But in case of endocrine system, the actions are mediated through hormones, through important chemicals called hormones, and these actions are slow. Actions are slow, but its actions are quick, and these are mediated through the neurons, the functional and structural units of the nervous system. These actions are mediated here in the endocrine system through hormones, the important chemical substances, and these activities or actions are slow. We are going to discuss these things in detail. Now, first of all, we will discuss this nervous system, then we will come on to the endocrine system. First of all, we will discuss this nervous system. Okay. Nervous system. Nervous system. Please ध्यान से देखिए, क्योंकि बहुत बार क्या होता है नर्वस सिस्टम में, कोई कहता है कि 2 टाइप्स के नर्वस सिस्टम है, 3 टाइप्स के अंदर कोई कहता है 3 टाइप्स की, तो कंफ्यूजन बहुत स्टूडेंट्स में है. तो यहाँ ध्यान से देखिए, आपके कंफ्यूजन इंशाल्लाह सारी दूर हो जाएंगे. तो नर्वस सिस्टम है, व्हाट्स अ नर्वस सिस्टम? फर्स्ट, नर्वस सिस्टम इज a system of various organs. Okay, nerves and their branches. Nervous system is a system of various organs, neurons, nerves and their branches. This nervous system is anatomically 2 types. There are 2 anatomical types. Anatomically, nervous system is of 2 main types. Number 1, central nervous system. Central nervous system, CNS, and peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous. These are the 2 types. The nervous system is mainly 2 types anatomically. This is the central nervous system, and the second one is PNS, peripheral nervous system. Okay. How it control and coordinates the various activities we are going to discuss in future in the coming lectures, in the coming videos. Here I am going to introduce this topic about this nervous system. So mainly anatomical types are 2 types of nervous system anatomically: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. This central nervous system, it includes 2 parts. Number 1, brain, and number 2, spinal cord. Okay. These 2 make up our central nervous system. The second type is peripheral nervous system. It also includes 2 parts. It includes cranial nerves developing from the brain. These are 12 pairs in number. And the second one, spinal nerves spinal nerves, and these are 31 pairs in number. 31 pairs in number. Spinal nerves are nerves which are developing from the spinal cord. Say for example, this is your brain, okay, then it is the spinal cord. The nerves arising from the brain, which are how many? 12 pairs in number, and these are the cranial nerves, and the nerves from the spinal cord, these are the spinal nerves. These are 12 pairs, the 31 pairs in number. So these two types of nerves, they make up our peripheral nervous system. It's okay? Correct. Now, this peripheral nervous system is further. This peripheral nervous system, I will rub this first. Now this peripheral nervous system, it is further of two types. Functional types, you can say. Functional types. Functional, it has two types functionally. Number one, somatic nervous system. And the second one is autonomic nervous system. Okay. Now it is further of two types. It's autonomic nervous system. Number one, sympathetic nervous system. And the second type is parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. Now what is somatic nervous system and what is autonomic nervous system? This somatic nervous system, it includes the nerves involved in the regulation of voluntary activities of the body. And this autonomic nervous system, it includes the nerves involved in the regulation of involuntary activities of the body. Okay. It includes nerves involved in the regulation of the voluntary activities, and this autonomic nervous system includes the nerves that are involved in the regulation of involuntary actions. You know that involuntary actions are those which are not in our control. And these are voluntary actions in our control. You know it. In our control. But remember, say for example, in case of involuntary organs like heart, whose action is not in our control, and intestine, for example, the peristalsis in case of gastrointestinal tract, the peristalsis movements which are going on in our from esophagus to stomach, small intestines, the peristalsis in case of intestines, or heart, what happens in these involuntary organs? In case of these involuntary organs like heart or intestine, there must be antagonistically two systems. There must be antagonistically acting two systems to control their activity. For example, one system are there must be an antagonistically acting two systems to control the activity of the involuntary organs like heart or intestines. One system for increasing the activity, and the other one for decreasing the activity. For example, in case of intestines, one must be required for increasing the peristalsis, and the other system must be required for decreasing the peristalsis. Okay, so autonomic nervous system, it works in pairs. It does not work alone. It works in pairs. One system for increasing the activity and other for decreasing the activity. For example, in case of this intestines, or in case of esophagus, to increase the peristalsis, and other for decreasing the peristalsis. Okay, hence it is of two types: sympathetic system and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, these are the main divisions of the nervous system. Actually, we have to discuss how the activities of the structure of the various, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, and then we have to discuss the various activities, how they are controlled by these things, by these structures, and we will discuss these things in the next video. I think it is clear to you, it is crystal clear to you. So now at last I advise you all to please, as you know the time is precious, to please watch the videos and make your study correct. Thank you.